Okay, let's just get right into it because there's something I really feel is important to share with you today. This is for you if you've ever looked around at your life and just felt behind.
And hey, I need you to really hear this. I mean, not just listen, but let this sink in deep. It's one of those big truths that, just gets lost in all the noise of our day to day lives. That's it. So simple, but man, is it powerful. Just take a breath with that one for a second. You are not behind. I know, it might not feel true right now, but stick with me. We're about to break down exactly why it absolutely is.
All right, so let's actually talk about that feeling. You know the one I'm talking about, right? That little voice in your head, that constant nagging anxiety that says you should be further along by now, that you somehow missed the memo that everyone else got. It's such a common human thing to feel. Gosh, the comparison trap is just brutal, isn't it? You're scrolling through your phone, you're talking to people, and it just feels like everyone else is flooring it. They're launching the business, they're getting the promotion, hitting all these milestones. And it's like, what's the secret? Am I missing something here? But this is the real question we need to ask. What if we've been measuring progress all wrong? We get so hung up on this one version of it, the loud, the flashy, the obvious stuff that you can post about. But what if that's only half the story? What if the real game-changing work is happening behind the scenes? And that brings us right to the heart of this whole thing. The real truth about growth is that it's not loud. It rarely makes a big announcement or throws a party for itself. Most of the time, real growth is, well, it's quiet. It's internal. It's this steady thing happening inside you. Okay, so just look at this contrast here. On one side, you have what we think growth is supposed to look like, right? The big wins, the major announcements, moving super fast. We're all trained to chase that. But then, look at the other side. This is where the magic actually happens. It's in the quiet discipline. It's in choosing to react differently this time. It's deciding, nope, my new standard for myself is this. That's the stuff that builds something real and lasting. No, seriously, pause for a second and think about this. Forget the resume highlights for a minute. Just think. How do you handle stress now compared to a year ago? The way you talk to yourself? The ideas you entertain? That internal shift, that's the real victory. And that's something you should be incredibly proud of. So, the question is, how do we get more of that quiet internal growth? Well, it doesn't start with some huge 5-year plan or waiting for a lightning bolt of motivation to strike. It starts with something way simpler and honestly, way more powerful. It all comes down to a single, clear decision. It's so easy to get stuck here, isn't it? Just, I hope things get better. We can live in that space for years. And look, hope is a beautiful thing, but it is not a strategy. It's passive. It keeps you on the sidelines, just waiting. And then there's this one. Oh, this is a classic trap. I'll start when I feel ready. We're all waiting to feel ready, waiting for this magical wave of confidence to wash over us. But let me tell you a secret, you're probably never going to feel 100% ready. That feeling isn't a prerequisite. But this is where everything changes. It's not I hope, it's not I'll try, it's I've decided I'm not staying here. Can you feel the difference in that? There's a power, a calm certainty to it. It's not loud or angry, it's just this quiet, firm resolution. And that right there is the moment your world starts to shift around you. And you know what's wild? Once you make that decision for real in your gut, your actions just start to fall in line. It's like you don't even have to force it as much anymore. You're just operating from a totally new baseline. It creates this incredible ripple effect. All of a sudden, you start protecting your time because it just feels more valuable. You start thinking more intentionally. And opportunities, they start popping up everywhere. Not because they're new, but because you're new. You can finally see them. This is so important because most of us have it completely backwards. We think we need clarity before we can move. We think we need confidence before we can take action. But the truth is, clarity comes from the movement, and confidence, that comes from taking the action. It's a result, not a requirement. And so, that brings us all the way back to the beginning, back to that main idea. And I really want you to let this land deep in your bones. You are not behind. All those things you think were mistakes or detours, they weren't. That was the path. Listen to me. You are not too late. Not for anything. That timeline you're stressing about, it's imaginary. You completely made it up. You're not missing anything.
What everyone else is doing is their story. It's not your story. You have everything you need right now already inside you.
You're not stuck. You're not at the finish line, but you're not at the starting line either. You are in the middle of becoming. This messy, beautiful, confusing part right now, this is the whole point. And it's exactly where you're supposed to be. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. If you really believed that, if you knew deep down that you weren't behind, that you're right in the middle of this incredible process of becoming, what's one small, quiet choice you could make today to honor that? Not something huge for tomorrow, just one little thing today. Thanks so much for spending this time with me.